All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? So this gave me enough time to get home, get settled, put on some clothes, and stop looking like a bum. So now I'm back at the house. I don't have to look like a bum anymore. Let's go ahead and get this energy started, and people can join as they want. But let's go ahead and get some good energy in here. You already know that when it comes to divination with the tarot cards is all about connecting with Egun, spirit guides, and ancestors. That is connecting with the dead. Egun is the encompassing of all of the dead. No matter who the dead is to you, whether they are related, not related, nobody gives a fuck. Everybody that is dead is Egun. Your spirit guides are the one that is attached to you, and they are more like your deities, like your Orisha. They have an assignment just like your head Orisha has an assignment. And so when we think of spirit guides, we think of Jesus when he was on the mount. When Jesus was on the mount, it said that two people appeared before him, and that was Elijah and that was Moses that appeared before him. And when you look at Jesus' life, it mimics both of the people that was present, and that is your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are people that is attached to you because what they did in their life, you are getting ready to do in your life. Whether you do it on a more dramatic and bigger scale than what they did it, or whether you do it on a lesser form, you're still mimicking something that they did in their life. When you think of Moses, Moses is known for what? Moses is known for leadership. Leadership is the thing that Moses is known for. Moses had the biggest anointing of leadership out of all of the other people that came before him. Moses had to lead the Israelites out of the wilderness and then take these hard-headed motherfuckers and lead them through the wilderness. So he had to take them out of Egypt and he had to lead them through the wilderness. That was a lot of work. And Moses learned throughout the years how to lead, how to delegate, how to assign tasks, how to give discipline, how to create a structure that people can report up to. Your chain of command. All of those things Moses had to learn so that all of that responsibility and everything is just not on him. And that was the exact same thing that Jesus had to learn in his ministry, that you can't do it all. You need to learn how to utilize your 12 apostles. You need to learn that, when you go to these places, you need to work with your team. You need to delegate some things out. And so Jesus had to learn the same thing in his life because he was over a large amount of people, just like Moses was in his lifetime. And then, of course, we all know the prophet Elijah and Elijah. But it was the first one, Elijah, that was there on the mount. And, I love Elijah and Elijah because Elijah passed his mantle down to Elijah. And a lot of people don't talk about the second one. A lot of people don't talk about the power that, he possessed by picking up that mantle from Elijah and the things that he was able to do in this lifetime. A lot of people don't talk about that. They only talk about the first, which is Elijah. And that's fine and dandy, but Elijah was a very powerful prophet. Elijah was the first person in biblical history that was able to raise the dead, that was able to do a lot of miraculous signs that nobody before him was able to do. Moses did a lot of miraculous signs through the form of a curse, being able to show the wrath of God and the punishment of God and the fury of God. But Moses was not able to do miraculous signs to the point where it was like healing the dead, and it was showing, even the warriors of God that was there at his aid, that was able to defend him at any time. And so, of course, Jesus picked that up. Jesus healing Lazarus, Jesus, being able to heal a man that wasn't able to get in the pool. All of these things, those are examples of your spirit guides. Your spirit guides is attached to you to teach you a lesson that what I did in my life, the anointing I have over my life, the gifts that I had over my life, you have the exact same thing in this lifetime, and I am trying to teach you how to use this gift. I am trying to teach you. And so, if you have a spirit guide that is a powerful medium, 9 times out of 10, you're a medium. And this medium is trying to teach you how to access this energy. If you have a gypsy as your spirit guide, nine times out of 10, you are a fucking gypsy, and this gypsy is teaching you the way. If you have if you have a healer, a diviner, a conjurer, if you have a root worker as your spirit guide, then 9 times out of 10, you are that in this lifetime, and they are trying to teach you the ropes of how to get this shit done. Everything you are not going to find in books, baby. Everything you are not going to find by somebody else's teaching you. Sometimes the best lesson that you are going to learn in this lifetime is sitting your ass down, getting in a corner, and getting in a quiet space and hearing from your spirit guides, receiving what your spirit guides have to say, and allowing them to show you the rituals that need to be performed, allowing them to show you how you need to start doing divination, allowing them to show you these fake ass motherfucking people in your life and that you need to get rid of them, allowing them to show you how to lead, how to take charge, how to direct, how to strengthen yourself, how to encourage yourself, how to empower yourself. Don't sleep on your motherfucking spirit guides. Your spirit guides are here for a reason, and they are assisting you in ways that you cannot even imagine. And while you keep trying to give credit to the Orishas and everybody else, it's actually your spirit guides that is leading the way. But all praise to the Orishas. I love my Orishas. My head is Oya. And so, my head Orisha is the dead. And so I automatically work with the dead. And then your ancestors is your bloodline. Your ancestors is your people that was married into your family. The people that is on this earth that you will call cousin, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, mama, daddy, everybody in that bloodline, those are your ancestors. And so your great-great-grandmother, your great-great-grandfather, majority of the time, the ancestors that you are working with ancestors that you haven't met before. Like my brother just died a couple of years ago. When your family have just passed away, that's normally not the ancestors that you're working with, especially depending on the circumstances of their death. When you first become, honestly, going back to your soul, because it's not really spirit. I was just going to say when you become a spirit, but technically you're not a spirit. At the end of the day, the spirit inside of you, it belongs to God. That is Ashe. Oya, my head Orisha, is present when you are born, and she gives you the breath of life, which is Ashe. And when you die, Oya is present again, and she takes away the breath of life. And then it is Oduduwa who takes you and who lead you to get judged. And so, that's one of the things that we got to understand. And so when you are passed away from this earthly realm, you are not a spirit. You are what you have always been that was trapped in the body, which is Ori. Ori is never taken away from you. Ori is who you truly are. Ori is your soul. And so the body will go back to where it came from, which is the earth. You came from the earth, you go back to the earth. Obatala made you with clay, you go back to clay. From dust you came, from dust you shall return. And so the body is not yours. As pretty as you want to make this vehicle, it is not yours, and it will always go back to the earth, and it will always decay no matter who you are, whether good, bad, ugly, pretty. I don't care whatever title you want to put on yourself, it will always go back to the earth. The spirit, which is Ashe, it goes back to its creator. It is said that when Obatala created us out of clay, or whatever it is you believe in, when God created you out of clay, when Allah created you out of the earth, regardless of what it is you believe in, when they created you from whatever substance you want to use that came from the earth, you can say cow shit for all I care. When you was molded out of cow shit, which is still something from the earth, you know, once you were created and formed and constructed and everything, it was God that blew in the breath of life. And that breath of life, it was never yours from the beginning. It was something that is only borrowed. It was only something that was borrowed. And it's borrowed for a short period of time. And it's for you to live this life. And it's for you to now use the vehicle, which is the body. Use Ori, which is yourself, which is the first God that you were ever introduced, which is yourself, Ori. And now to use this powerful weapon inside of you, which is Ashe, in order to experience a life that it's limited now. It's limited now on what you can do. You have your own power of a deity by being Ori, and now on top of that, you have Ashe, which is the power of God. You can manifest whatever reality you want in this lifetime. You manifest what it is that you go through. When you say that, you know, oh, I'm depressed because nobody want me, Ashe is now making it where your reality is filled of depression, because that is what you commanded it to do. Ashe is nothing like Ori, who has free will. Ashe is nothing like the body that is just a dormant vehicle that you are driving. Ashe is the most powerful thing inside of your body, and it has no free will, unlike what you think. When you tell yourself that I am nothing and I'm not going to amount to anything, Ashe now have to manifest the reality for you that you are shit and you are never going to amount to anything, because that's what you strongly believe. And now all the obstacles and everything else that you are facing in life is obstacles that you gave yourself, because you are literally using this powerful generator inside of you to work against you. When you say, oh, I will never find love and I will never find happiness, you are telling Ashe to create a reality for me that it will be hard as hell for me to find love, and to only give me breadcrumbs here and there. That is the reality that you are creating for yourself. There is no devil that is fighting against you. You spoke a word, and Ashe is like a powerful genie that is now making this into a reality. This is what you have spoken. This is what you have said. This is what you have written in the stars. There is no witchcraft that is working against you at this time, even though it's real. There is no evil spirit that is working against you at this time, even though it's real. You got to take accountability of where this energy come from. You are the one that is saying that I will never amount to anything. You are the one that is saying I'm ugly and I will never find love. You are the one that is saying the only thing that is attracted to me is gay men, and then you wonder why you keep ending up with gay men and you have never been with a straight man before in your life. Because these are the things that you are keep claiming over your life. We got to really understand, we all want to just Orisha. Elegwa, open the door. Ogun, clear the path. Ochosi, make sure that everything is fair and balanced. Orumula, tell me my future and my destiny and what is aligned in my life. Eshu, protect me as I come and go. Oshun, bring me love. Yemaya, wash me with your water. Olakun, remove all of the sorrow that is in the depth of my soul. Obatala, give me a clear mind. We want to keep saying Orisha, 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 and don't understand a damn thing that come before the Orishas. Don't understand Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. Don't understand Ori and Ashe. That we don't understand a damn thing that comes before the Orisha, which is a pantheon outside of yourself, and not even thinking about the pantheon that exists inside of you. Not even thinking about how powerful Ori is, and that without Ori, the ancestors can't do shit. Without Ori, Orishas can't do shit. None of these motherfuckers outside of you can do shit if you are not even in good standings with your Ori. Praying to Elegwa to open what door when Ori says that I reject this? What the fuck are you gonna do? The door can motherfucking be open right before you, but if your Ori is saying no, what the fuck are we gonna do? Who the fuck can we really call on? If you are creating this illusion, this powerful illusion in your life that you have manifested because you are literally using your Ashe to create hell on earth, what can the Orishas do besides telling you to calm the fuck down and recreate a life that is more suitable for yourself? You created that mess. You are the one that spoke that shit over your life for the last 15 years. First thing we all should be doing every single morning when we wake up is going to the mirror and talking to Ori. My Ori is a good Ori, Ashe. Good Ori is my Ori, Ashe. Good Ori received the wisdom and the direction and the guidance from Orumula, Ashe. Good Ori listens to Igun, Ashe. Good Ori listens to its spirit guides, Ashe. The first thing we need to be doing is honoring and acknowledging ourselves, Ori. But we don't do it because we grew up in Christianity and Jesus get all the glory. Jesus get all the praise. Jesus get all of everything that we were taught how to worship outside of ourselves. That we give all of the glory and all of the honor and all of the praise to a deity outside of ourselves that we have never met yet. That we have only heard about. And we are literally walking around with a full deity inside of us and a power generator, which is Ashe, but we have learned how to calm that down because it's all about Jesus. Jesus, you get the glory, you get the honor, you get the praise. And Ori suffer. And that is the one that will go into the next lifetime with you. That is the one, regardless of what you have been reincarnated as. You're a male this time around. You're a female this time around. The only thing that has been consistent in every lifetime is Ori. Every lifetime you could have had a different Orisha. Some of these lifetimes, you didn't even acknowledge the Orishas. You were in a completely different religion. You were in a completely different spiritual path. The only thing that has ever been the same in every last one of these lifetimes has been Ori, and you treat Ori like shit. You treat Ori as if Ori does not exist. Ori is powerful. Ori is extremely powerful. And we need to understand how powerful Ori is. First thing that we get to is Ori. 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 Ori is number one. Ori. Ori, Ashe, Igun, spirit guides and ancestors, Orishas. Ori, Ashe, Igun, spirit guides, ancestors, Orishas. Ori, Ashe, Igun, spirit guides and ancestors, Orishas. It's not Orishas first. Orishas has nothing to do with this divination that I'm getting ready to do. If anything, it will only tap into Oya's energy because Oya is half Igun, half spirit, half Igun, half Orisha. Tarot cards is Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. It has nothing to do with the Orishas. And so, sometimes you got to break shit down. Sometimes you got to break shit down. When it is an Orisha that is speaking, it is with the coconut shells or it is with the cowrie shells. That is when the Orishas speak. All right, well, that was the first hour. Technically the first 30 minutes because I started late. Let's go ahead and get some worship on, y'all, because the spirits love the worship. I believe I explained everything. Ancestors, I told you, is your bloodline. Those are the people that was married into your family. You got to keep in mind that when a family member just died, they are not really serving as they are not serving as your ancestor just yet, because majority of the time, depending on how they died, you got to help them on the other side. This is why we put their pictures and stuff like that on their altar. You don't realize how some of these spirits on the other sides, they are learning from you. They are looking at the things that you're doing in your lifetime and they are like, damn, I wish I would have did that in my lifetime. My life would have been a whole lot better. Sometimes the spirits are teaching you, but sometimes you are teaching the spirits. The spirits are not like the deities. You don't know if they really right on the other side. Sometimes when you die a fool, you're still a fool on the other side. You're the one, you're the gate. You better channel that thing and determine if the one you talking to is a goddamn fool. And that's another thing I want to touch on, and then I promise I'm going to get to the reading. I promise I'm going to get to the reading. I want you guys to understand that you got to understand that there is a difference between the word someone being over the gate and someone being over the door. Have you ever noticed that whenever Elegua is talked about, it's always saying that Elegua is over the door, that he opens the door. But every time when you hear Sarabanda, which is from Palomayambe, or when you hear about Oya, it is saying that they are the openers of the gate. There's a difference between that two. Don't think that the door and the gate is the same thing. It's not. These are different deities. These are different powers of authority. Oya and Sarabanda is both on the Igun side. Let me correct that a little bit, because I know these Orisha police is going to come to me and say, well, Oya and Sarabanda is not even in the same, realm and stuff like that. Okay, bitch, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it, you police bitches. Let me explain it in a different way. Sarabanda is Palomayambe, and Sarabanda is only spirit and Igun anyways. Completely different realm than the Orishas. Now, when it comes to the Orishas, Oya is an Orisha. Oya is my head Orisha. That is who I'm crowned. But Oya is half Igun, which is the dead, and she is half Orisha. Oya is not full Orisha. She is half of both. And so with Oya, there is a duality in her energy. And so Oya is in the same pantheon as Ilegwa, which is the door opener. But now, for the people that work with both, that you work with Palomayambe and you work with Ifa, I need you to understand the difference between Ilegwa and Sarabanda, because it is said that both of them are the openers, but they are the openers of two completely different things. Is that Ilegwa is the opener of doors, the opener of paths, that Ilegwa is the living, whereas Sarabanda is the dead. Those are two completely different realms. Ilegwa is light. Ilegwa is alive. And so Ilegwa is opening the doors to opportunities and everything else, and opening the door that the other Orishas can come in and assist. When it comes to Sarabanda, it's never said that Sarabanda opened the doors. It says that Sarabanda opened the gates. And it's because whenever a gate is referred, they're talking about the gate to the cemetery. Sarabanda and Oya are both the dead. When you are working with Sarabanda and when you are working with Oya, you are working with the dead. You are working with Igun, spirit gods, and ancestors. You are not working with the living. You are not working, and I don't want to say you're not working with the light, and then people say, wait a minute, so they dark as an evil? No. They're dead as in they don't live anymore. We're talking about the dark that comes from eternal sleep, not dark as an evilness. Baby, they sleep. And they not sleep like how you sleep on this earth. Like they are literally in the ground sleep, baby. I remember when they were doing things, when they were doing necromancy in the Bible, and they said that they would wake somebody up, the spirit would get up and be like, why did you get me up from my rest? They that sleep. But when you are working with Sarabanda and when you are working with Oya, they are opening the gates. They are opening the gates of the cemetery. And baby, the dead is very powerful. And the dead is a legion of warriors. Think about how many people has lived this life and has died. And that when you are working with energies like Sarabanda and Oya, that is the magnitude of their power. The magnitude of their power is being over the dead, is being over the cemetery, is being over the grave. So much stuff can get done when you are working with the dead, and it can get done a whole lot faster because you are working with Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. And so that is the difference between the two, because I know I explained that before on my YouTube, and somebody was like, you're comparing two different realms. Bitch, I know. Nobody never said there are two completely different things. One is light and one is dark. One is night and the other one is day. They are two completely different things. Sarabanda is over Igun, spirit guides, and ancestor. When it talk about him opening something, it is talking about opening the gates of the cemetery. It is talking about opening the gates of Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. It talks about opening the gates of the dead. When it talks about Elegua opening something, it talks about Elegua is opening doors of opportunities, roads that can change your life. It talks about him opening the doors to the other Orishas that they can come and assist you and help you. They're completely different deities, two completely different religions, but at the end of the day, a lot of us practice the both of them. We practice Ifa and we practice Palomiambe. And if you practice first, you must understand the order. Which one comes first? Do Palomeambe come first or do Ifa come first? It will always be, if you're working with both, Palomeambe will always come before Ifa, because Palomeambe is Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. The order in which you must remember, the very first thing that comes before anything is Ori. My Ori is a good Ori, Ashe. After Ori, it is Ashe. It is still something inside of you. It is literally the breath of God that flows through your vein. That you learn how to control that power by learning how to control your fucking mouth. Stop speaking all of this negativity over your life and believing that this negativity exists, because you are literally telling Ashe, which is the breath of God, which is a powerful manifester that will bring anything into existence of what it is that you speak and ask over your life. And it does not have free will like Ori. And this is the need for balance when it comes to Ori and Ashe. They must be balanced, because Ori has free will and can say whatever the fuck it want to say. Ashe does not have free will, which is the breath of God, which some people call Holy Spirit. It doesn't have free will. Whatever you speak in the name of Holy Spirit, whatever you speak in the name of this energy of Ashe, it will come to pass whether you want it to come to pass or not. If you keep telling yourself that you will never amount to anything, if you keep telling yourself that you are sick, if you keep telling yourself that, I'm just dumb and I'm slow, Ashe is going to keep making that a reality. You're going to look around and you're going to be a fucking idiot not being able to remember anything, because that is the thing that you claimed over your life. Ori and Ashe is the very first thing that you must acknowledge, because it is inside of you. These are the orders of my books. I grabbed the wrong one. Nope. Emerging Butterfly. Emerging Butterfly, it teaches you about what's inside the body. This do not touch on the ancestors. This do not touch on the Orishas, because you're not ready for it yet. The emerging butterfly is only talking about what's inside of you. It's only talking about the important things of what's inside of you, which is Ori and which is Ashe. When you have learned and mastered that, that is when we go to the second realm. That is when we go to the second stage and we start learning how to work with our ancestors. We build our ancestor altar. We start doing simple rituals and spells in order to connect with the ancestors. Once we have understood the ancestors, we finally go to where most people want to start, and we start working with the Orishas. We start getting a clear understanding of who the Orishas are. Let me get this charger and start this thing. I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, come let us go into the house of the Lord. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let us go, let us go, let us go. Let me get this charger. Let us go into the house of the Lord. All right. Now we're finna get into these readings. All right. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me. Thank you for that day you came and broke the chains and set me free. Thank you for another chance. Gave me joy, now I can dance. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for one more day. You made the raindrops go away. Thank you, 'cause my pain is gone. I know it came to make me strong. Thank you for another chance. Gave me joy, now I can dance. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for one more day. You made the raindrops go away. Thank you, 'cause my pain is gone. I know it came to make me strong. Thank you for another chance. Gave me joy, now I can dance. Thank you, Lord. I'm surprised some actually came out. Always break bread with the spirits. Don't just be calling on them and not breaking bread, and then you wondering why your shit fucked up. Break bread with the ancestors. Break bread with the ancestors. Break bread. Now, my mind is fucking crazy, y'all. I done came up with a whole cartoon in my head that I just see the ancestors. I'm telling you, if you don't know me, you'll be thinking this is weed because of the shit that I come up with, but this is really a cigar. And I'm just, break bread with the ancestors, break bread. I be seeing some crazy shit. Man, I can just see them, just all in a circle. Man, I'm crazy as shit. I don't even know why I shared that. That's all I see. Break bread with the ancestors. I can literally see them just getting it. Oh man. Oh God. That was a good one. Oh God, that was funny as shit. Oh, this is what I do all fucking day. This is why I can never, I used to always tell people that as a kid, I can never do drugs because I'm automatically, my natural self is already dramatic, animated, and everything else. Like, I would be afraid to see what I would be like on drugs. Like, I'm afraid to see what I would be like on drugs. Man, I'll be doing all types of dances. Shit. All right, y'all. I'm ready. I'm ready. Um, I'm ready. Anybody that's ready to join, I'm ready. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, my God. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just sent the request to Tiffany. All right, guys. Anybody that want a reading, go ahead and send a request. Let me hit accept again. Okay, there we go. This time, maybe I didn't hit it fully last time.
I came back and forth from the app, but I'm back. How are you doing, Mr. Rashad?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm well. I just randomly scrolled across your page and I actually had a question.
Uh huh.
A few years ago, I had a friend that did a Sarabanda on someone, and she did Sarabanda mixed with Amana Sola. It was a
Mm-hmm.
red Sarabanda candle, and a few years later, I believe the person she was trying to do it on was a partner. They separated and then they ended up coming back together like in 2020. By 2023 or 24, the young man died. And
Mm.
after that, her life had just like, it kind of like went a little spiraled. It kind of went chaotic. And then she got it back together. And she would always ask me, like, do you think I really messed up back in the day when I did that candle? And I really didn't have a question or answer for her. So that's why I was like, you kind of hit the nail on the head because I couldn't remember the candle that she did on the young man. And you were talking about it. And I said, oh, that's the candle, the Sarabanda. So I was just curious, like, I guess so I
So
could give
she
her
was
an
so
answer.
she was the one that gave him Sarabanda.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you know, I mean, it's a number of things. It's a possibility that it's a possibility that the ritual was done wrong. Because it would really depend on what her title was, what her position was to even
Mm-hmm.
be able to do something like that. And then it's like did you even consult with Sarah Banda?
The
There was.
funny thing you say that is because I remember the day she went and got it done. I went with her to a botanica. A spiritual godmother of hers was helping her with the situation with the young man. At the time, they were in a very difficult relationship, and it just wasn't working out in their favor. And the botanica woman suggested, she said, why don't you put him in a Sarabanda with a Monasola? And she asked the lady, well, what does that mean? And she was like, well, anything he's done to you that you don't feel was right and it wasn't in his true intention, it will come back to him, depending on
Oh no,
how you
baby.
put
So
this
see,
out. See,
See, the way it was said at first, I thought you were saying as if she was giving him Sarabanda as if initiating him into the religion. No, what you
no.
sound like a spell work. This sounds
Yes,
like straight up spell work. Oh
that's
no,
exactly what it was.
there's consequences in this stuff, and this is the thing that I preach about all the time. Is that we got to learn how to let people go. We got to learn how to accept the fact that relationships are not working out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing about Sarah Banda is people people don't fully understand Sarah Banda. Sarah Banda, in order to break him down into Ifa, which some people somewhat understand, Sarabanda is Ilegwa, which is the door opener.
Yes.
Sarabanda is Ogun, which is a powerful warrior,
Oh,
which is
yes.
able to clear paths, make way. And you got to think about it in the context of Ogun. Ogun is a god of justice, and Ogun is a god of very, crazy justice to me.
Oh
Because
yeah.
Ogun is just like his twin brother, which is Chango.
Shango.
Chango is
Uh-huh.
swift justice. But when you read the Pentakeys of Ogun, Ogun is always come down, kill everybody first, and then ask questions later.
That's right.
Ogun is his energy is very, I tell people all the time, never fuck with a child of Ogun. Anybody working with Ogun or Sarabanda, which is very similar energy, never fuck with a child of that because their energy is always, oh, let me come down and fix the problem first, and then I'll ask questions later. And you like, dang, you slapped my mama, and he like, oh, well, she should have never been in the way. So be
Right.
careful with that energy. But when it comes to Sarabanda is also Oduduwa, which is a very powerful shaman. It is said that, Sarabanda is able to remove any curse off of anybody, regardless
Mm-hmm.
of who put the curse on the person. Sarabanda is able to remove that. And so, with all of that in mind, that Sarabanda is Ilegwa, Ogun, and Oduduwa. Sarabanda is a very powerful warrior, shaman, healer, and he is a energy of justice. You cannot go to Sarabanda if you're not aligned with justice. If what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is not justice, it can always work against you. And
Right.
so you got to keep that in mind when it comes to the spirits, is that you have to make sure that what you're doing is truly justice. Just because the person cheated on you and your feelings got hurt, it doesn't mean that that's justice. It could be justified for a number of reasons, depending
Could be
on
for
what
you to
you
just
did,
walk
depending on what
away.
you said, depending on your, defense mechanisms and stuff like that of pushing the person away and things. It's a number of things. And so we got to be careful when we, go to these deities that is known for justice, and then we summon them to do an injustice. It works
Yeah.
against their energy and it can work against you every single time.
Oh yes, I've had my own experiences. I've learned my lesson. I was back and forth between Santria and Ifa. When I started to try to get into Ifa, it did not work out into my favor. For years, I thought I was a child of Yamaya until I actually got my head read, and that was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I found out a whole nother deity or Orisha walked with me, and I started doing a lot more homework, but at the same time, I was in a very different type of relationship with someone that I should not have been with. And the seven strong Africans, they just stopped messing with me. They all stopped. Oh, Batula would not stand up for me. Yamaya, Oshun, uh, Ilegwa, none of them would stand up for me. I think the only one that really stood up for me was Ogun, because it was violence involved. And at the time, the godparent that I had told me, he was like, you got to get a pot. I got to get you a pot. And I was like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It was just so much going on. And one thing that I did learn about with the Orishas, I said, baby, they must have knew I couldn't afford this stuff. I couldn't get initiated because it's a lot of money.
Majority of the time when I hear stuff like that, and the only person that can tell you who your head Orisha is a Babalao. And that's the one thing that we have to understand, is that we can't
Mm-hmm.
go to a spiritualist or an Orisha priest or anything in order to tell us who our head is. Because even
Mm-hmm.
though I can pick up certain Orishas and stuff like that in readings, it doesn't mean that that's your head. But what I will tell you is based on experience, is that, whenever we feel that the Orishas are not responding and they turned their back on us and all of this other stuff, it's because you're with a deity that is a no nonsense deity. And
Right.
normally, when you have a deity that's no nonsense, which is Chango, which he tell you that he only speak once, and he like, look, I told you, and you still chose that, Chango would watch your demise. Chango
Mm-hmm.
would watch you fall apart. And Chango would, you can come begging at his altar and everything else, and he is a deity that he says, I only speak once, you should have listened.
Yeah.
There are some of the deities that they will give you chance after chance after chance, but some of these deities won't. Oba, she is another one. She is very strict. When she speak and when she tell you something, she expect you to do it and to do it now. And if you choose not to do it, she will watch your demise. She
Oh
is a
yeah.
very strict energy. She is way more strict than Yemaya and Oshun and including Oya. She is the
Mm.
deity where she represents structure. When you look at how she was married to Chango, she is the one that she will have you in a full blown career. She will still have you as a submissive wife. She will have you doing everything because that's her energy. And so, it really depends on, which one is connecting with you. And we got to understand that it's better to go through the ceremonies and understand who is really our head. Because when I first started off, it was a spiritualist that told me that Obatala was my head Orisha. And
Mm-hmm.
Obatala isn't my head Orisha. Obatala has always been there for me. And so when it comes to Obatala as well as Ogun, those energies have been there for me since birth. I can look back
Mm-hmm.
and think of all of the things that Obatala and Ogun has done for me, and I have sensed more of Ogun presence in my life more than anybody. But it was
Okay.
Yemaya who led me to the religion. And even when I was going through my ceremony, it was Yemaya that spoke up. And she was like, look, nigga, you better recognize me as your mother as well as Oya, because it was me who led you here. And so, the one thing that I will say is that work with your Orishas, because I promise you, when I was going through my ceremony, baby, I didn't have no money. I was broke as shit. I was still in HR and I had good money. But I just didn't. At the time I had 4 kids in the house that I had to take care of
Mm-hmm.
myself. I was single and I did not have no money like that. And so, and these things are expensive. My thing was $17,000, not 1,700. It was 17 comma
70.
zero
Yeah.
zero zero, and still had to
Mm-hmm.
fly out to Ecuador, get a hotel, and all of this other stuff. And when I was going through my first ceremony of getting my hand to Ifa and stuff like that, oh Yemaya acted a damn fool. Yemaya was
Mm.
present and she made it known that, look, nigga, I was the one that called you here. I was with you when you were in the Navy. I was with you, all throughout childhood. That Yemaya brought up
Mm.
so many, situations that it was no way that the Babalao that was channeling this energy, it was no way that he would have known any of this information. I have never told him anything about my life. And Yemaya came there and she just went off. And
Mm.
when I left, I went back to the States and, I prayed to Yemaya. And I told Yemaya, if it's your will, didn't pray to my head Orisha, which was Oya, it was Yemaya. And I told Yemaya, if this is your will for me to become a priest, if this is your will for me to get crowned, then I'm telling you, you need to make a fucking way. And I
Right.
kid you not, Yemaya, it was through a dream that she told me that, oh, you need to start doing divination, you need to start doing this and that. And I did everything that dream told me to do. And out of the blue, I end up getting $30,000 just like that. And the next thing you
Wow.
know, all of this money just start flowing in. And so the Orishas, the one thing that I will always say, it was real. And every single time I went to the Orishas, even when I was uninitiated, baby, I have stories after stories after stories of how the Orishas have provided. And so, if it's really in the cards for you to get
Mm-hmm.
crowned and stuff like that, nobody can stop you because the Orishas can make a way. I
Yeah.
remember when my Yemaya altar. I remember I was going through a store and Yemaya Yemaya wanted this expensive ass. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. Do 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 do.
It should be a button right on the side. It's like a spin button. Yep.
Is that it? So I remember I was walking to the store. I was walking through the store one day, and Yemaya was telling me that she want this expensive ass necklace that's over her now. This one is straight cowrie shells and stuff like that. And it's hard to see now because I got a lot of stuff. But I was walking through, and Yemaya was like, give me that and put that on my altar. And I looked at the price, and it was like 300 or some dollars. And I'm like, oh girl, you crazy. I'm like, girl, that's not gonna happen. And I'm like, yeah, my yacht, if you want me to get this, if you want me to put this on your altar, then you need to provide the money for me to get this because brother is broke. And once again, it's just another story where Yemaya was like, "Oh no, I got you." And Yemaya made a way where I'm able to get that. The one thing that I can tell you about all of the females, Yemaya, my Olakun is a female. Oshun,
Mm-hmm.
every last one of these girls, they're expensive.
Oh,
They
yes.
are bougie. They are bougie as hell. My Olakun, well, Olakun is a male, but Olakun and like Oduduwa and stuff that I have, they're more
Mm-hmm.
simple and more relaxed, including my Obatala, which is a young warrior. He's more relaxed. But
I
these
always thought
females,
that Shango was the most expensive because of all the gold around his neck. He loved the attention from women, but he loved his jewelry. I said, "Oh no."
Chango is not that, Chango is not that bad. Chango don't request a lot of things from me. And
Mm.
Chango is my dad. The one thing about Chango is that, Chango is royalty. Chango is a king. And so, when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to Chango, I put a lot of whiskey, it's cigars on his altar, it's cologne on this altar. Chango is a pretty boy, and so even with Chango, it's makeup and coins, and it's one of every dollar bill inside of his thing, where
Oh
it's of
yeah.
every coin of every bill. That is the energy of Chango, and that energy. What a lot of people don't realize is that what you put on your altar is what you're manifesting as well. If you
Mm-hmm.
want money with Chango, doing rituals with money and Chango, you are putting money and stuff on this altar and you're not touching that money. That you're
Oh
literally
yeah.
giving it to him and then allowing him to open doors. But,
My mom
even my
was
head, Mama Oya, she's expensive.
mm-hmm. My mom was under Shango, and my mom started dealing with Shango. Kid you not, when she was 60 something years old, because my mom was a gambler and she owned a lot of gambling houses in New York City. That's where I'm originally from. And when my mom started dealing with Shango, she went to a lady and she just asked her like, "How do I gain up more money?" And she went and got a reading done, and the lady told her, "Oh, you got a fire spirit. You under Shango." And I'll never forget the first day she went and did her ceremony for Shango. I'm not gonna go into deep detail of what my mom did, but I can tell you by the end of the night, when she was done with her gambling and all her friends came and support her, my mom had over $3,000. And to some people, that's not a lot of money, but honey, this was in the 90s.
Uh
That's a
huh.
lot of money. But on the contrary, it's like I told myself I do want to get back into, with the Orishas and try to see where I can fit in my life with it. But I won't lie to you. I'm so scared because of the first time that they turned their back on me. Mr. Rashad, they whooped me so bad. Ooh! Oh, Shun did not play with me. She did not play with me. My life went topsy-turvy, upside down. I tried to start a business, and when I started working on my business, I'll never forget the first candle that I bought for her, and I got a Elegua, and I got an open road and a business candle. All of them, but oh, all of them were good. That I was so shocked. My Elegua, it was clear, it was beautiful. But that old shoe burned so black, and I tried to light it 2 times and it would not relight, and then it cracked. I said, "Oh, she's not dealing with me.
Oshun don't
She's
play. She
not."
said, Oshun said, bitch, why you calling me? I don't fuck
Bitch,
with you
why is you
because what
calling me?
what a lot of people don't understand is that it's like did the Orishas turn their back on you, or are you doing something that is completely against your path?
At
Some
that
people
time,
think
I
that the
was
most
doing something completely against my path. At that time, it
and
was
see,
terrible.
some people think that the most important thing in this religion is who your head Orisha is. That is only the beginning. The most important thing in this religion, if you were to ask me, it is what your path is. Your path is that you are a reincarnation of one of these Orishas. You are the reincarnation of that Orisha, and you are walking that specific path. That path is what you don't need to stray from, because that path is going to tell you what Orishas you're supposed to be connecting with, which Orishas is the most important to you, because every Orisha you are not going to work with depending on what your path is. If
Right.
let's say that you are the reincarnation of a Yemaya path where she was, raped by Ogun. Why the fuck would you call Ogun on this path? She don't fucks with Ogun on this path. So why it's like calling on Ogun on this path is not even beneficial for you. Imagine if you are, walking a path of Oba, when it said that Oshun was the one that tricked her to cut her ear off and give it to Chango as in one of her dishes. Then
Right.
what's the point of you calling on Oshun when Oshun is a trickster on this path? And so anything you get from Oshun, Oshun is gonna trick you. And
So I
so
have a
it's like
question.
mhm.
Not to cut you off, but I have a question. What do you know? And I'm not, don't go into deep details, but what do you know about Agayu?
It's not much, because I don't. That's not a deity that I work with. That's not a deity that is calls for me to work on my path. And so when it comes to me, I only work with the Orishas, and that's what everybody should be doing. You only work with the Orishas that is on your path. You don't pick them like Pokemons, where it's like,
Right.
you're over this dominion and over this area. No, like when I was going through my ceremony, out of all of the things in the world, it was said to me that whenever I have any type of health issue, I'm supposed to go to Ogun. Ogun, any book and stuff like
No.
that you read, you would never think that Ogun would be the person
No.
that you will go to for help. But for me, that is who I go to, not Babaluaye, which is over healing. Not Obatala, who can cleanse
Yeah.
my mind. It is
Right.
said, and so that's why the most important thing is for people to understand their path. And that's just like with me. As much as I love Mama Oya, as much as I love her energy and everything else that she possesses, when I really need something, baby, I get on my knees and start crying and talking to Yemaya, and I get it just like that.
I know
I
that's
That
right.
is the one. I go to Yemaya. Yemaya is the one that she's seen all of the things that I went through as a kid. She sympathizes with everything that I have went through as a kid. She see all of the pain, the trauma, and the things that have come from that, all of the defense mechanisms and everything else that I have built, because of all of the things that happened to me. And knowing that she understands that and she sympathizes with that. No, with every last one of the females, you are supposed to have a fan on the altar. You get that shaker because, and it's how we approach the Orishas. You get 2 candles. You light those 2 candles. You do the incantation, and the first thing you are to give them is water. You get that coconut and let it drip directly on them, or you let it drip on the ground, symbolizing that you are offering them water. And from there, once you are done, with all of the females, especially when you are coming with heavy emotional energy, you are supposed to have a fan in your hand and you're fanning them the entire time you're talking. Yeah,
And
my
you know
God, I
what?
need
I
your
love
help.
that
This is
you
what's
you you
happening on the
explained
job.
that.
And so,
I
yeah,
love.
it's majority of the time the Orishas will let you get away so many times approaching them the wrong way. But then
Mhm.
after a while, they're like, no, you need to learn how to come to me. You need to learn how to communicate with me. And they will completely not talk to you until you come to them the correct way. And so,
Okay.
and I know that, the Orisha police is going to kill me for this statement. Sometimes it doesn't matter if where you're going, if it's a consecrated Orisha or not. Before I was initiated in this religion, I had statues of every last one of the Orishas, built their altars perfectly based on what they like and everything else. And I would go and pray to those altars as if they were already consecrated. And I got results just like that. And it's
Okay.
approaching them the correct way with lighting the candles and everything else. And that was the thing that made me get initiated, because it was, if you can do all of this for me when I'm uninitiated, imagine the things that you can do for me when I'm initiated.
Right. And you know what? I really enjoy this conversation. I love your energy. I would like to know, like, I don't, well, there's 40 people in here, so I don't want to be saying the wrong thing, but I am interested to try to see if maybe I can get a reading or like open the doors and see what they would have to say to me. Because like I said, my last conversation in EFI with them, this was around like 2021. It's been many years now. I backed off, and I'm not gonna lie, I went completely crazy. I went completely crazy. I had a crazy breakdown, and I had to move down to the Carolinas in order to change my life because New York was tearing me up.
Ooh, that
It
sounds like
really, really
somebody did
was.
witchcraft on you, because people don't realize that crossing the waters automatically remove most witchcraft. It remove most spells. And so,
Hmm.
that's a natural remedy. But you will notice if you're under witchcraft, because if you go back there and you cross the waters again that you crossed in order to cleanse yourself, you will end up in the same illusions and delusions and stuff that the person put on you. And so if you end up going back to New York and once again you lose your mind, that was all witchcraft.
Yeah, because it's the crazy part about it is I was born and raised up there, but once I moved down here, I have not been back up there ever since. It was like something just would not push me to go back up there because I've always been from the Carolinas to New York, and I've made it work. But for some strange reason, once I moved down here in 2021, I have never been back since.
Good.
And on top of that, I just recently like found out a lot of information about my birth family. I'm a big open book. If you will go on my page, I just recently put out a statement about people that are adopted. I want to create a community of my own type of people where we could come together and talk about our woes and souls and actually try to break the stigma that are on, people that are adopted, because sometimes that it's not really always true, but it is still difficult to try to find your identity in this world, no matter if you know your biological family or you don't. But I've always been that type of person. You have to put God first into everything you do because God is
Uh-huh.
always going to be God in every situation. So it's like now that I'm in my spiritual journey. I'm currently pregnant. I'm happy, but I'm still healing. I do want to, I do want to dibble and dabble back with the Orishas, but I just don't want the woes and souls of what I dealt with before. And then my mom, my birth mother, she got involved into spell work years ago, and it drove her crazy. The DNA of that.
Hmm.
My aunt told me, she says it's a saying in the Bible that says the sins of the mother fall on their children. And
Uh-huh.
I believed it for a long time because I'm like, how is it? I'm in New York, I'm struggling. I can't seem to get my own apartment. I can't seem to make enough money. No matter what I do, no matter who I pray to, I'm sleeping with this person, that person, creating so many soul ties, and it
Yep.
was
And
just
that is witchcraft
nuts.
and that is witchcraft in and of itself. The
Mm,
more souls you connect with, if that person is cursed, you're now cursed. And they didn't even
right.
directly put it on you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's another way that a lot of people that a lot of people get rid of curses, where they are like, oh, I know I'm cursed. let me get this bitch right here and just nut in her pussy, nut in her ass, nut in her throat, and
No.
everything else. And as they are doing all of this to you, they are taking all of that energy, all of that bad juju that somebody threw on them, and they are squeezing it out to you. That you are
And when
taking
I
everything that somebody else meant for them.
I must have needed this conversation because I'm telling you that is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. I met a young man in 2019. I was in New York working for ACS, about to get a 6-figure job. And I started dating this young man that was a gang affiliator. He was abusive. It was terrible. Just drink alcohol and smoke weed all day. And my grandmother was like, you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. She tried to warn me, but I will not sit here and lie to you. I'm one of those people. My head was hard as a rock at that time. I'm one of them. I was at one of those people. I have to experience it and see the hell in order to believe, oh, this some bullshit I'm in right now. And my
Uh-huh.
life took the worst turn. I was with a man for 2 years. I lost 2 apartments. He beat the hell out of me. I lost my job. It was terrible. Oh my gosh, I must have needed this
Yes,
conversation.
and your best friend would be angelic root. That you need to learn how to rip out those pubic hairs, wrap it around angelic root, and burn that shit. You got to get rid of soul ties. You got to learn how to take angelic root and boil it. In a pot with some mint leaves. And soak in that tub to remove those soul ties, because soul ties will literally mess up your life, that you are connecting with all of this energy and not knowing what this person has done before you, that they could have sent out magic that was done injustice, and now that karma is coming upon them, and now the karma come upon you because you're connecting with them spiritually. Because
Right,
that's the one thing about it, is that you're not bound to somebody by marriage, you're bound to somebody by sex. And the more that we have sex with people, you are bound to that energy, and you're wondering why you're feeling abandoned and stuff like that, is because now when you are approaching the Orishas and you're approaching your Gangas, you're not approaching yourself as just you. You're approaching yourself with you and all of these other energies and spirits that you've connected with. And this is one of the reasons why that before we go to our altars or before we go to our Gangas, we cleanse ourselves. We cleanse ourselves of all of that negative energy, so that the only thing that is present when we are talking to them is Ori. Ori is it. That is the only thing that is present that is talking to them. But when we have all of this other energy and stuff merge, sometimes these spirits don't even recognize who they're talking to.
right. And I had some heavy energy at that time. And it's so sad because my intention was to get right, but it was solely focused on money. And I guess the Orishas could read that. Like, girl, you ain't about to be coming to me just because you want some money. It
And the
was like they
Orishas
could
don't
feel
want to,
that.
and the Orishas don't want to be prostituted out. The Orishas will tell you quick, baby, I'm not a prostitute. Don't come to me and use me and stuff like that when you haven't done Ebo, when you haven't done the cleansing, when you haven't done a reading. The Orishas are like, no, don't come to me. I'm not a prostitute. Don't come to me every time that you need something. And then when everything is good, you don't come back and break bread with me at all. That was one of the things that, Jesus said, even in the Bible, that, even as he was healing people and stuff like that, the amount of people that will take that healing and take that transfer of energy, but never once look back and said, thank you. Never once and look back and said, I appreciate you. With
Right.
everything that the Orishas has done for me, the very first thing, when I went to Ogun and I told Ogun, I was like, Ogun, I'm tired of this shit. I'm like, every single time when I'm hired, they only hire me at $60,000, $80,000. When I have my master's in human resource management, I have my MBA, and now I'm in school where I got my law degree. So I have 3 master's degrees. At the time, I only had 2. I was telling Ogun, I'm like, I got 2 master's degrees, and I'm not getting the money that I really want, and I'm not getting the money that I deserve. Ogun bless me that every job that I've ever gotten after that conversation has always been at 6 figures. Do we prostitute Ogun out and we just take the 6 figures and the 15% bonus every single
No,
year
you got to
and
give
not do
some of
shit
that
for the
back.
person that made a way? No, because the
Mm-mm.
person that fed you is the first person that can break you, and you do not want Ogun to be against you. Ever since Ogun did that, every single Sunday with every last one of my Orishas, I make sure that they have a cup of rum on the altar, a cup of wine, a cup of water, for some of them a cup of coffee, some of them a cup of beer, because Yemaya and Oshun, they love beer. And so making sure that they have beer on the altars. With Oya, it is 9 cups of 9 different drinks. And so I make sure that every Orisha is taken care of every single Sunday. It is fresh flowers and stuff on the altar of every last one of these altars. So it's never every Sunday when I do this, am I asking them for something? No, I'm not prostituting them out. I'm, acknowledging their presence and their energy like we're supposed to be doing. But you better believe now, when I go to them and need something, they remember all of the things that I gave them. They remember that, wait a minute, this is my child, and this is somebody that is not prostituting me out. And that's why when I ask for things, I get it just like that. Because I remember them not only in the good, but also in the bad. And so it's both times that I honor and acknowledge them, and I keep it consistent no matter what. That, every single day when I leave this house, I would spray myself with cologne and hit every last one of my warriors, which is honoring and acknowledging them, which is giving an offering, but that's also a spell. Right. They just saying, follow this scent. This scent is the scent that I want you to focus on today. And so, people that have had bad experience with the Orishas is because they just didn't properly work with the Orishas. I think the best thing for you to do is to get a reading with the Orishas, with the cowrie shells. And, that is on my website. And to do Igbo. Igbo is people don't realize how important Igbo is.
Igbo, and that's funny you say that. My first Igbo I did with the Orishas. I got, and I don't mind going into what I did because, like I said, it was years ago. I got a dark rooster and I cleansed myself with it, and I left it at I was told to leave it at a train track, a 4-way train track. And
I hope you left it dead.
Yes, it was dead.
Okay, yeah. Because I was just going to say the whole purpose of Igbo, it is the blood. It is the blood that is the offering. Because I was just going to say, you let that thing go, that thing didn't do nothing. That
it was
nothing at all.
It was dead, but it was like after the fact, the Oba, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Oba that I was working with, which was my spiritual godfather at that time, that's when he did the head reading on me with the coconut, with Obatula, and I found out who I was crowned under, like who child I was. And I was just like, it was taking so much out of me because I just wanted my life to go better. But I feel like what I'm going to do is the right thing. I am going to go on your website and I am going to see how much you charge for a reading. I wish you was in North Carolina. It would be so perfect. But everything happens for a reason. And I'm going to look into it, and I definitely am interested on trying to work with you. Because I'm older now, I'm much more wiser. And for some strange reason, I do think that they're watching over me. They're seeing, and they like what I am doing, because if they didn't, I don't think I would be in the blessing of having a child right now. Because for years, I never thought I would be here. And, yeah.
Because it seemed like it was just lessons that you needed to learn. That there was just strong lessons that you needed to learn. And that's the one thing about it. Sometimes, we paint these pictures where it's just like, go to, Grandpa Obatala, he's old and he can barely hear. This is the oldest Orisha. You may not have that version of Obatala attached to you. You may
Not
be
at
like
all.
me and you have the young warrior, and that young
Mm-hmm.
warrior tell you, bitch ass nigga, if you don't get the fuck up and do what you need to do. So it's like everybody think that, oh, with Yemaya, oh, it's just the old grandma that's gonna love on you and stuff like that. You may have a version of Yemaya where it's like, bitch, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. We sometimes we paint these Orishas in a light that we truly don't understand, that everybody have a different version of that Orisha. The Orishas have so many different paths. You may have the path of Oshun, where, she had to fly up to the heavens to Olodumare and tell him to stop making rain pour on the earth and destroying the earth. You don't know which version of the Orishas that you're going to get when you get them. But once you
Mm-hmm.
understand what version of them you have, that's when you learn how to work with them. Just like with my Olakun, I don't have the male version of Olakun. Olakun and Obatala is androgynous. They have both parts. You don't know if you're going to get a male Obatala and Olakun or a female Obatala and Olakun. And those energies are completely different. And so it's like, my
Mm-hmm.
Olakun is not a male. My Olakun is a female, and she is completely different from the male virgin. And honestly, the females are more harder on you than what the males will ever be. They expect you to be disciplined. They expect you to have your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was, getting ready to receive Oba, because that's one of the people I have to receive on my path. And I do like my Babalao for all of the education. And he was like, dude, you were single. You just went through a divorce. And he was like, if you're looking to get married again, you might not want to get Oba right now while you're single, because she's going to keep you single. She's going to make sure that you're going to end up staying single. He was like, it's better for you to go out there and get married and stuff again. And then once you are settled in your relationship, that's when you want to get her. Their energies, if we don't understand their energy and we just bring them in the house, Eshu is the most unpredictable energy. Anybody bringing Eshu in their house, and you're not feeding him every day, you're not entertaining him every day,
It can get
you're not
very
doing things.
tricky.
Your house can be so chaotic and flipped
Mm-hmm.
upside down because you have this energy and you're doing nothing with him. Eshu, out of all of the Orishas, is one of the ones that you never want to just sit dormant, that don't have nothing in front of him and stuff like that, or your house is going to be affected. So yeah, but I say sign up for a reading so I can, get to the next person, because I only got. I'm probably gonna end up going 30 minutes over because I can pick Elijah up at 7:30, so I can get
Okay.
at least one or two readings in. But sign up for a reading. Go to my website. The way you get to it is you'll go to YouTube. You can click on any video on my YouTube channel, and in the description of that video is going to have my website and everything.
Okay. Is that also the one that I'm seeing on the link here on?
Yeah, and my bio for TikTok is going to lead you to YouTube.
See it. And thank you again so much. I know your
Oh
your
yeah.
viewers are ready for me to go, so I'm gonna go ahead. But I appreciate the conversation. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Good night, y'all.
All right. All right. All right, bye. All right, let me get to. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, what's up? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Great. All right, so
Hello.
I'm gonna get ready for a reading. Sliding out the back door. All right.
Hello.
All right, thank you, Zoom. Thank you, Spirit God. Thank you, Ancestors. Yeah, you hear me, Tiffany?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, I was just to say, okay, Tiffany. All right. Thank you, Goon. Thank you, Spirit God. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarah Banda. Thank you, Risha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Ola Dumare. Thank you, Ola Rune. Thank you, Ola Fee. What is in the cards for Tiffany? Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Remember, if it's anything personal, I'm going to tell you, girl, get off this live. I'm not going to blast you. Go ahead and send me a DM and we can finish it that way. If it's not anything personal, I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Look like you're going through
Please
some
do,
type of
because it's
heartbreak.
gonna get real.
Oh yeah, because you're going through a heartbreak right now. Oh, you're going through a terrible heartbreak, girl. You got the Tower card, you got the Page of Pentacles, and you got the Three of Swords. You know, this was a very painful separation that you went through, man. Because that is the thing that is prevalent in your energy now. With it being the overall energy, what is the clarifier to this, spirit? What is the clarifier, spirit? What is the clarifier? Damn, and the clarifier is the Nine of Wands in reverse. It's a giving up energy. You gave up on this. You gave up on this. The other person gave up on this, and it was all because it was a refusal to compromise. Whenever the Nine of Wands is in reverse, it talks about a refusal to compromise, and it talks about, you know, just a lot of struggles, somebody being defensive, stubbornness, and you know, it's a giving up energy. And the Nine of Wands in reverse, it represents being paranoid too. And so this is someone that could have been extremely paranoid, just, you know, seeing things that's not there, seeing things without proof. You know, sometimes that's what paranoia is in relationships. All right, what is all right, but we got the Six of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords and the crowning energy. This looked like a coming back in energy. Somebody is coming in, and they're coming in very strong. And the Six of Pentacles is a card of what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Reciprocation. The Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocation. It's a balance, give and take. And you did not see this give and take and this balance in the overall energy. And so this is someone that has taken the time where now they're ready to reciprocate. They're ready to, you know, this is, you know, is crazy. The overall energy is just like, I'm hard-headed. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. You don't tell me what to do. You know, I'm a grown-ass man, you know, and now all of a sudden is, you know, I'm ready to reciprocate. And this person is rushing in with the Knight of Swords, but they're being seen as the King of Wands. Oh yeah, the King of Wands is a hoe. King of Wands is a pretty boy. King of Wands is a hoe. This is somebody that could have been a straight up hoe, because King of Wands is a straight up pretty boy. And so there's a pretty boy that's coming back in. Someone very attractive. You know, that's the one thing about it. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, that's, you know, like that Chango and Oshun energy. You know, this is someone very attractive, very good looking. You know, so they're trying to come back. You have the Emperor completed a cycle, and they're coming back to the Queen of Swords. So you are being seen as the Queen of Swords, and so you are being seen as more of a win energy, because Queen of Swords can be win, but also can be Virgo as well. So you're coming in with a more grounded, you know, energy. But the Queen of Swords is a no nonsense type of energy. This is someone that don't have patience for somebody bullshit. And this is someone that will cut somebody out of their life very quickly. The Queen of Swords do not play. What is the clarifier? This person is saying they completed a cycle. You got the Fool card. Fool card is a new beginning. You got two major arcanas in this section that is saying that there has been a completion to a cycle, and now there's getting ready to be a new beginning. There's a possibility that this person is coming back. You got major arcanas that's speaking right now, and major arcanas is all about things that's outside of your control. It's outside of your control and outside of the other person's control. The card for the outcome position is the nine. Is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is all about self-development. This is somebody that is they trying to change. You got a nigga trying to change.
He better.
And then you have, as the clarifier, you have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, I don't care what nobody say, is more grounded than the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles, it talks about the physical aspect of a relationship, that this is a family, this is a new beginning, this is prosperity, this is abundance. Pentacles is tangible. It's something you can touch, you can see, you can smell, you can hear, you can taste. It's not the intangible like cups, where this is something you feel, but you don't know if the bitch ass nigga is actually gonna come in that energy just because they feel it. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune, which is a destiny card. We could be talking about a twin flame here or a divine partnership. Whenever the Wheel of Fortune is out in a relationship reading, because that is the thing that yours is picking up, it is saying that this is destined to be together. Again, your overall energy, it starts off with the Tower. The Tower is an energy of Oya. It is an energy of a strong change that is getting ready to happen, that has already happened. Because the Tower card is not like the Judgment card that is saying, look, this is what's coming. The Tower card is saying, no, it's already here. Like, I've already fucked everything up. Both of y'all are jumping out of this goddamn tower. Y'all are going in two different directions, because the Tower is all about, this was built on a faulty foundation. What you're building this on is not healthy anymore, and so it must be destroyed. It must go through the fire. The thing that is going through it is the Page of Pentacles, which is a soul contract. It is saying that the soul contract is void and void now in the overall energy, that there was a separation with the Three of Swords, that this was a relationship that it has been destroyed by the Tower because there was a lot of things that just weren't healthy anymore. You see, as the clarifier with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it is saying that this was an energy that somebody was very stubborn. They was not willing to compromise. And this is the thing that created a lot of struggle and a lot of strain on this relationship. And this is why the Tower had to come in and destroy this relationship. But now we have the crossing energy. The crossing energy, it influenced the overall energy, or it crosses out the overall energy. In this case, it is crossing out the overall energy. It is saying that what was present, and now the overall energy is serving more as the past. It is saying that what was present in the past is not actually what is going on here in the current. What you don't see is that this person is now in the energy of the Six of Pentacles, that they are wanting to reciprocate. Now they want to be a team player. This is somebody that is looking at things and saying, only if I would have just compromised and just listened to her needs and listened to her wants. Only if I would have just compromised and apologized and just kept it moving. The one thing about the Six of Pentacles is about bringing balance to a situation, and it's about bringing balance through reciprocating. It's being what I wasn't at first. If I was only a taker, I'm going to learn how to be a giver. If I was only a giver, I'm going to learn how to be a taker. It needs to be balanced within this connection. This person is rushing in the energy of the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. This is an energy of someone that's having clarity. And whenever the Knight of Swords is here, it's letting us know that communication is getting ready to happen. Somebody is planning on communicating, and the thing that they're going to communicate is that they want this relationship to be more balanced and reciprocal. This person that is rushing in the vehicle of the Knight of Swords is the King of Wands. This is someone very attractive. This is someone that is desired by a lot of people. This is someone that sometimes have a sexual influence over people. This is the person that is being seen, which is coming in. Now we see a development in this person's energy when we go to the crowning energy. The crowning energy is the position of, this is what you need to do in order to solve the problem. If there is a fight in the energy of the overall energy and the crowning and the crossing energy, there is no fight between these two energies. Therefore, the crowning energy now serves as the present energy. This is what is currently happening right now. And we have this person no longer being seen as the King of Wands, but we see this person being seen as the Emperor. The Emperor is now a divine masculine because it's a combination of all four of the kings. And so the emperor here is telling me that there has been realization here. This is someone that has gone through a transformation, that they have now realized the things that they have done wrong. And this is someone that is now coming in their authority in order to fix things. You have the world card here, which is an indicator that there have been a completion of a cycle. The completion of the cycle is the change of this person's mindset. This is someone that their mind has really been renewed. And this person is seeing you as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a no-nonsense energy. This is a female that guards are up, where this is someone that is saying that, look, I'm not going to accept just anything. I'm not just going to let you come back because you can magically say, I love you and stuff like that. The Queen of Swords is like, no, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands normally try to come back, by slinging dick, by saying, you know what, let me go on and put this dick in you. As long as I fuck you really good, you're going to be okay. That don't happen with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very structured energy where it's like, baby, fuck that dick. I can get it anywhere. I'll use this dildo in the meantime. You finna come to me with some respect. The Queen of Swords is gonna lay down what the fuck she want and what the fuck she needs. She's gonna let you know, bitch, I still need you to take out the trash every single day, to clean up behind your fucking self. I still need you to wash your funky ass. The Queen of Swords is a no-nonsense energy. She doesn't play. She is not easily influenced. She does not easily fold. This is a very tough energy, and it is the hardest out of all of the other queens. The Queen of Swords is not going to play those fucking games and think that you're just going to come back in my life because you got good looks and because you got good dick. The Queen of Swords is an energy where when you knock on that door, she is going to say, not let's go to the bedroom, let's go to the living room and let's talk this out. This is an energy that, we're going to talk about how you left. We're going to talk about how this affected me mentally. We're going to talk about how this affected the family. The Queen of Swords does not play. You cannot easily screw over a Queen of Swords. The clarifier is the Fool card. The Fool card is all about a new beginning. It is saying that this is going to end up being a new beginning. You guys are going to end up taking a leap of faith. And so these are two people that's coming back together. The outcome position is what the outcome is going to be in the immediate future. And in the immediate future, you still see a changed person with the Eight of Pentacles being here that represents self-development. And then you see a more solid energy than what you got from the beginning, which is the overall energy. The overall energy is this shit is done. The ending energy, which is the outcome position, is saying that this is now stable. This is a relationship that had to be destroyed in order to come back solid. And even the card at the bottom of the deck, which supports this, is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune saying that this was destined to come back together. This is something that had to break down in order to force you guys to rebuild this back up the right way. Expect for somebody from the past to come back. Somebody is rushing back in the energy of the Knight of Swords, but this person is coming back as an Emperor. So that is your reading, baby.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye. All right, so I'm going to choose someone else. I believe that I'm able to get another reading in before I have to go pick up my son. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Let me just give me 1 minute. Tiffany, you can exit yourself out. I don't know how to exit. I don't want to hit the wrong button. So
Hold on, I'm trying to exit. I don't know how to exit either. Okay, hold on.
Oh, and that's the case. You just finna chill on here, then. We just finna be on here as a family. But I'm talking to the new person that's on. All right, let me see what's in your energy. Thank you, Eagle. Thank you, Spirit Guys. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarah Bonda. Thank you, Risha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Ola Dumaray. Thank you, Ola Rune. Thank you, Ola Fee. Ashe, 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 oh, Ashe. Ashe. What is in the cards? Let's see what is in your cards. What is in your energy? Same thing. If it's something that's going to be personal, it's going to be your responsibility to send me a DM and say, "Hey, Rashad, we talked on live. You said you will. You said that you will, connect with me later. If it's not anything too personal, I'm going to go ahead and do the reading now. All right, we have the overall energy. We have the five. We have the Five of Pentacles. Somebody is left out in the cold. Somebody is struggling financially. You have the Queen of Wands that is attached to this energy, and you have the Four of Pentacles as the clarifier. Let me see what's it. I wonder if somebody doing spell work, because normally when the Four of Pentacles is on something, it's a stuck energy. It's an energy like where it's like, baby, you ain't getting away from this. It's like white on rice. You cannot remove the white from the rice. That's what the Four of Pentacles represents, is a very stuck energy. And so it could be saying that this has been something that has been a repeating cycle over and over and over, that you can't get away from this, honestly, just poverty. Because that's what the Five of Pentacles is. The Five of Pentacles is no money, barely making it, paycheck to paycheck. Or it could be saying that you have a Queen of Wands that is working against you. Let's see what the next category is going to say. You have the Nine of Wands in reverse with the Hangman. There's a new perspective that's coming in because somebody is very stubborn. Somebody is not learning a lesson here. What is the clarifier, Spirit? What is the clarifier? What's the clarifier for this energy, Spirit? We got the Nine of Cups, that a witch is trying to be fulfilled. Ooh, but it's hard for this wish to be fulfilled because it's like a very stubborn energy. It's like you're not fully listening to what Spirit is saying, because the Hangman is a new perspective that's coming in. Let's see what the crowning energy is going to be. What is the crowning energy, Spirit? What is the crowning energy? And like this is loaded with Pisces. Majority of these cards is Pisces, and Pisces is the most spiritual sign out of all of the zodiac sign. Nobody is more spiritual than a Pisces. And so you could be going through a spiritual awakening right now, and you're not fully listening. You're not fully listening to the instructions. That is you have the Nine of Swords. This is an energy of feeling imprisoned. And so, that's the similar energy as the overall energy, is this sense of feeling imprisoned. But you have the Ace of Swords coming in, that's coming in to free you. That clarity is coming. You stuck in your mind. It's something. You are stuck in your mind about something, and you are not allowing nobody to come in and give you the right answer. It's like you're very stubborn, and you're very stuck on something. That is the thing that I'm getting from all of these cards. Like, you're very stuck. You're stuck on something. It's something that you're very stuck on, and you are not letting that shit go. And whatever it is to your demise and not your benefit. Where you're just not letting something go. You're holding on to something so tightly that you don't realize it's choking the life out of you. What is the outcome position? What is the outcome position, Spirit? What is the outcome position, Spirit? Okay, that's what it is. You're holding on to a lover. You got the Lovers in reverse, but you got the Two of Cups in the upright. Okay, so that's what it is. You're holding on to somebody, keep thinking that you want this person to come back and stuff like that, and Spirit is like, stop it. This is the person you need to be with. But you don't see this person because you're still stuck on whoever the Lovers is. The Lovers is in reverse, which means This could be somebody that you think is your twin flame or your soulmate, but it's in reverse. It's not, baby. Stop thinking that this person is more than what they are. This person is not your twin flame. They're not your divine soulmate, but you do have a partnership that is trying to come in, but you don't see it. You don't see it because you're too busy focused on something else. And it's like sometimes even if you are like, Rashad, it's not like I'm looking at this person picture every single day and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm stuck on this person. Sometimes it could be you're still carrying the pain. That every time you sit back, you like, oh, I can't believe that motherfucker talked to me like that. Ooh, I'm surprised I didn't slap the shit out of his motherfucking ass when he said that. That is holding on to somebody's energy. And as long as you're holding on to somebody's energy like that, you're not making room for something else to come in. And you don't realize that the more you stay into that energy, you're strengthening defense mechanisms. You're strengthening self-sabotaging behaviors. You're strengthening all of these things that can keep people away and not allowing people to come in. Because that is the thing that I see, that you're imprisoned. You're stuck in the same cycle over and over again. There is a sense of stubbornness here, but there are things that's trying to release you. The hangman is trying to bring a new perspective. The nine of cups is trying to bring you a blessing that now we see in the horizontal position, that the blessing that's getting ready to come in is the two of cups. They're trying to bless you with love, but there's still this energy of a lover that is in reverse, that is still consuming your energy. What is the clarifier of this, spirit? What is the clarifier? The clarifier is the Queen of Swords. That's just letting me know, regardless of what you are, whether you're a male or female, these are being represented as females. It's either a female that's getting ready to come in and you're leaving, or, if not, take the energy, reverse it. It can always be the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands, because you're stuck on the Queen of Wands. That's what this energy is telling me. Even the card at the bottom of the deck, which is what you don't see coming in, you have the Devil card, and the Devil card is a card of obsession. And trust me, I can see why though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pretend like I don't see why, because the Queen of Wands is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? The Queen of Wands is that beautiful energy coming in with the perfect little bubble butt, all petite and stuff. So I'm not gonna pretend like I don't see why you stuck. The Queen of Wands is strong sexual energy. And so whoever this person is that's being represented as the Queen of Wands, you're really, submitted by this person. You're really influenced by this person, that, this person could have had some good ass sex where you like, Rashad, you just don't understand. All I need is just one more night with this person and maybe I'll be able to release it. Because the Queen of Wands is a very attractive person, and the Queen of Wands, they know what they're doing sexually. Sexually, this person can get you sexually enticed, and that's why when it comes to the Queen of Wands, it's seen as a seductive energy. And so, but with the Five of Pentacles being drawn to this energy, that is connected to this energy, it's like, baby, regardless of how seductive this person is, this person is draining the life out of you. With the Five of Pentacles being paired with the Queen of Wands, this could be somebody that's really bougie, that every time you take them out, they want you to take them out to the most expensive restaurant. They want you to get their nails done, hair done, and all of this other stuff. And I'm sorry, nobody is worth all that. I'm not going to give up all of my pentacles and all of my coins just to please somebody, when a relationship is supposed to be reciprocal. It's a give and take. And so, but this is someone that they could literally be draining you of a lot of stuff. This could literally be the cause of sickness, high blood pressure, and all types of stuff, because you're holding on to this energy tightly and you're not letting this person go. And you don't realize that this is not even the person that's for you. This is not the person that is meant for you. You have in the crossing energy, which is the energy that influences the overall energy, or it battles with the overall energy by trying to cross it out. And with this one, it's telling you the same thing. The overall energy is telling you that you are strongly influenced by this person, and the crossing energy is telling you the same thing. With the Nine of Wands in reverse, is saying that you're very stubborn, you're stuck on this, you're not listening to anybody advice, you're not going to hear what anybody have to say about the Queen of Wands. You are like, this is my person, and I'm gonna stick beside it until they completely empty me out of my bank account. You have the hangman that's attached with this person, and the hangman is saying that there's a new perspective that is trying to come in. The hangman is your first major arcana, which is something that is outside of your control. So you should see that there's a spiritual energy that's around you right now that is trying to flip things upside down in your life, because the hangman is an energy that it flips everything in our life upside down in order for us to get enlightenment. And it's flipping it down because it wants you to see that the Nine of Cups is on your side, that you have wish fulfillment, but this wish fulfillment is only going to come in when you release this Queen of Wands. This person is not supposed to be in your life. You have in the crowning energy, which is what's serving as the present energy. And not only the present energy, it's telling you what you need to do in order to clear yourself of this energy that is in the overall energy and the crossing energy. It's saying that in order to get out of this imprisonment, you must face this thing with truth. There is a truth that you're not willing to face right now. And the Ace of Swords is a gift from the universe that it's going to give you this truth, whether you want this truth or not. And so, regardless of what it is that you want, Spirit is saying that I'm going to come in and I'm going to give you a reality that you may not like. And so, Spirit is going to once again could be sending friends or anything to tell you, let this motherfucking bitch go. Let the Queen of Wands go. This person is draining you. They're taking your finances. This is the reason why you're struggling. This is the reason why you have an energy of poverty. Whether it's literally, making you changing your finances, or whether it's an energy of poverty that is in the spiritual realm, where it's like you're very poor in spirit and everything because you're trying to hold on to a person that is not supposed to be in your life. And then you have the lovers that is in reverse in the outcome position. The lover is saying, baby, this is not your divine counterpart. This is not your soulmate. This is not anything in your life. But the Two of Swords is here that is saying that what is meant for you is getting ready to come in if you just open your eyes. And the person that is coming in that is meant for you, this person is being seen as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is here. But the biggest debate, because we have the card at the bottom of the deck, which is the Devil card, and the Devil card is an enticing, obsessive energy. It really asks the question: is are you really going to open your eyes and see the Queen of Swords? Because with the Devil card being here, there's a strong possibility that you're still going to chase after the Queen of Wands, and this person is extremely unhealthy for you. I really do pray that you end up opening your eyes and you cut yourself from whoever this Queen of Wands is, because this Queen of Wands is not for you. This person could be using you in every way possible. This person is just sneaky. This person is not for you. This Queen of Wands is not for you. Whoever this Queen of Wands is, you really need to let this person go, and you need to open your eyes and focus on who the Queen of Swords is, because it's the Queen of Swords that is your true partner and your true soulmate. So I really do hope that you end up finding who the Queen of Swords is and let go of this motherfucking bitch. Let go of that bitch of the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands don't need to be in your life, baby.
Got you, got you.
And so, yep. So thank you for allowing me to do your reading, and you can go ahead and exit off so I can get to my last person.
All right.
All right. All right. Thank you. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this reading done. Remember, if it's anything personal, it's going to be your responsibility to DM me and just say, hey, Rashad, I had the live with you. You told me to DM you so that we can do the reading offline. If it's not anything too personal, then I'm going to go ahead and finish the reading while we're on live.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Agun. Thank you, Spirit Guys. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarabanda. Thank you, Risha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Olodumare. Thank you, Olorun. Thank you, Olafi. Allow me to see what is in the cards. Allow me to convey the truth. Ashe, 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 ashe. All right, Spirit. What is it that you want to convey? Don't be cutting up. All right, we got heartbreak. We got heartbreak with the Three of Swords, and it's paired with the Queen of Cups. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, if you're the Queen of Cups, I love the Queen of Cups. Let's see if you're the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is good energy. The Queen of Cups is Yemaya energy. It's the great mother. The Queen of Cups is someone that is loved and adored, and you are the person that everybody come to in order to get problems solved and stuff like that. The Queen of Cups is Big Mama. The Queen of Cups is someone that is fair, they're loving, they're adored. It's such a beautiful energy. The Queen of Cups is such a beautiful energy. The Queen of Cups, when we look at it in religion, it is the evangelist. The Queen of Cups is, a soul winner. She's a healer. So I love the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups be on it. All right, what is the clarifier of this, Spirit? Why do you want to talk about a breakup? Too many cards. What is the clarifier, Spirit? That's going to be too many cards. What is the clarifier? How many we got? All right, we got 4. It's not bad. All right, we got the 7 of Cups, which talks about an illusion. We got the King of Cups. Oh, so the King of Cups fell for some type of illusion. Because this could be a twin flame, because now you have the King and Queen of Cups from 2 sides, but you do have the Queen of Pentacles here now as well, and you have it paired with the Sun card. So this is talking about a breakup. Your overall energy is talking about a breakup. With the 3 of Swords being here, it is saying that you suffered a huge breakup and you are being seen as the Queen of Cups. And it is saying that, your partner, which was the King of Cups, was under some type of illusion. And they end up going to the Queen of Pentacles in order to get the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the deck. Let's see what Spirit is going to add to this story. We have the 7 of Pentacles now, and we have the 10 of Cups. Someone is thinking about long-term view. And you have the 2 of Pentacles that is paired with this. And the 2 of Pentacles is a shifting energy. This is an energy that is getting ready to shift. Now, all of a sudden, niggas always want to do that. Niggas always want to leave a good thing. And then once they get over there, they're like, wait a minute, let me think this thing through. And this is someone that could have left a connection thinking that it was going to be better on the other side, thinking that the person is more stable, thinking that the person is more put together, because the Queen of Pentacles is an energy of someone that could be walking in abundance. But, with that, if you don't match the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, she's going to use you as a bitch. The Queen of Pentacles is going to use you as a bitch, and she going to say, baby, if I'm paying the bills and stuff like that, when I say get on the floor and bark like a dog and lick this pussy up, that's the thing you better do. And if you don't do it, she is going to trick you out. That's the one thing about the Queen of Pentacles. She will trick you out because she is like, power is in my hands because I'm the one that hold the money. I'm the one that hold the pentacles. And now you see in the crossing energy, now all of a sudden we're in a contemplative energy with the 7 of Pentacles being here, because the 7 of Pentacles is thinking long-term view. The 7 of Pentacles is that energy where it's like, can I really stay here and stay happy? You know what I'm saying? You know, it happened once. You like, okay, maybe she just off today. It keep happening over and over. You like, oh shit. You know, can I really stay in this energy? And now this is someone that's thinking about what love really is. Is love being connected to someone and you have that emotional vulnerability, that you have that emotional connection, that you're able to talk about anything, that you're able to have your flaws while at the same time still healing and still being accepted? Or is love being able to have somebody that is able to pay the bills and all of this other stuff, but they treat you like shit? And so this is someone that is questioning what love is, with the Seven of Pentacles being here mixed with the Ten of Cups. And now you have, as the last card in this category, you have the Two of Pentacles, and this is someone that is changing. They are saying, you know what? I need to shift this energy and I need to make a better decision. Twos is all about a decision needing to be made, whether it's the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, or the Two of Cups. It all talks about a decision that needs to be made. And specifically when we come to the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles is a decision that needs to be made in order to find balance, in order to put everything in the right frequency, in the right headspace. And the one thing that I love about the Two of Pentacles is that the Two of Pentacles is low-key the minor Wheel of Fortune. Because just as the Wheel of Fortune moves, the Two of Pentacles actually move. When you look at the other twos that represents a decision that needs to be made, the Two of Swords is a woman that is holding the swords in two different directions, that is letting you know, and she's blindfolded, that's letting you know that a decision haven't been made at all, that there's still a mental decision that needs to be made. The Two of Cups is two people giving each other their cup of love, which means both parties have to decide if they're going to accept the other person or not. And the Two of Wands is a portal that is opening up, where it's saying that I see you by looking at the globe, but they still haven't made a decision. When you look at the twos, the only two that has movement is the Two of Pentacles. And so every time when I look at the Two of Pentacles, not only is it a decision that needs to be made, it's a decision that has already been made. This is somebody that is realizing that the choice that they made is the wrong choice. This is someone that's realizing that what they are in right now is not suitable for long-term view, with the Seven of Pentacles being here. This is someone that is realizing that this sense of love was nothing but an illusion, just like what the Seven of Cups spoke of, because now that they are in this energy of the Ten of Cups, they're questioning what love really is. What is the clarifier for this energy, Spirit? What is the clarifier for this energy, Spirit? Here we go, nigga. Nigga's always coming back. Now we have the Knight of Wands as the clarifier. And the Knight of Wands is a very fast-acting energy. Now, the Knight of Wands, unlike all of the other knights, the Knight of Wands is someone very impulsive. You never know when the fuck this person is going to come back. No, Wands is still fast-acting energy, and Wands is sexual energy too. Something I really don't too much like about, because when somebody come in the Wands energy, they want to rush to sex. And so this is a person that, you know, you can tell that the way that they normally get things done is that they put their worth in everything in sex. This is someone that's just like, oh, you know, my dick is so good, you're going to forgive me. Oh, you know, my dick is so good that, you know, you're going to forget about all of the shit that I did. You know, but it's like, nigga, pipe down. Those 5 minutes is not impressive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's chill out with that. You know, that's the one thing that we really got to understand. You know, all it do is just, you know, tickle it. It just plays with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's not think that it's more than what it is. You know, but this is someone that they tie their worth in the sex. And see, that is something that is wrong with this person anyways, because it's like, sex is an experience. Sex is, pleasure, but our worth is not inside of sex. It's like our worth is outside of that, of how we treat the other person, how healthy the relationship is. That is the most important thing. If you are putting your worth inside of, your dick, and it's like, okay, imagine as you get older and that shit don't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what worth are you going to have then? And so, this is someone that definitely have to do some growing, because it's like, come on, as, once we get into our older, 20s as a male, we got to understand how to separate, sex from everything else, and understand that this is not the totality of our worth. It's just a sexual experience. And so this is someone that, even though they could be older, they still think like a little kid when it comes to sexual things. Let's see what the crowning energy is going to be. What is the crowning energy, Spirit? What is it that you want to convey? What is the crowning energy? Crowning energy is the Eight of Pentacles. This is someone that's trying to change. So we do see some development here. I mean, we see that here too, with some strong contemplation. Oh, Five of Pentacles. This is someone that feel like they have been left out in the cold. That's the one thing about it. When someone controls the money, when someone controls how you eat and stuff like that, it could always be used against you. And this is someone that could be going through a hard time, because the Queen of Pentacles, it seemed like, is prostituting this person out. You have, as the outcome position, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a really good card. It's a solid foundation. And we have, as the clarifiers, we now have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish being fulfilled. That means your prayers have been heard. And whenever the Nine of Cups is out, Spirit is saying, yes, I've heard your prayers. This is going to happen. You have the Devil card here, which again, the Devil is a card of obsession and addictions. This is somebody that's going to come back and want to have sex. We see that now in the Knight of Wands, and we see this as the Devil card. And this is just who this person is. This person is just a sexual freak, and we have the Four of Pentacles paired with it, which I like the Four of Pentacles with the Devil, because this is a more controlled energy now, because the Four of Pentacles is a harboring energy. It's saying that this is mine. I'm holding on tightly to this. I'm not letting go. Nobody else is going to have this. So, the devil can be bad, but the devil can be a nice little freak to have in the bedroom too. When it's paired with the Four of Pentacles, it's more controlled now. When it's paired with the Four of Pentacles, this is not a hoe out in the street, fucking everybody and licking everybody pussy. This is someone that is controlling their sexual desire, and they are learning now how to direct that energy only towards one thing. And so I do like that. I like that. I can give that person that, is that, this is someone that is definitely learning a lesson that, you don't need a whole community in order to, satisfy sexual desire. So your overall energy is the Three of Swords. It's saying that you went through a heartbreak, and you are being seen as really powerful, good energy. You are being seen as the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is loved, adored. I love the Queen of Cups. This is the energy of Yemaya, which is the Great Mother. This is the person that everybody go to when they are going through something, because they trust your advice. You're a healer. You're an evangelist. You are a seer. When it comes to the Queen of Cups, it's like, how to, smooth things over. How to make people feel comfortable, accepted, and wanted. Even when you are talking about topics that is going to be bad news, you are the type of person that you are able to help people to swallow that down in a very good way. And so I do love the energy of the Queen of Cups. It is saying that your person went through an illusion, and this person is being seen as your soulmate or your twin flame. You don't need the lover's card out in order for it to be a twin flame. Whenever you have the same energy from the same suit, and the king and queen is on the same level, and they are both from the same suit, which is the cups, that in and of itself, it represents a twin flame connection. That these are two people that are supposed to be together, that is destined to be together. But this person fell for an illusion when it came to a Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody that they seen that had money, that was more financially put together. And this is someone that thought that it was going to be all sunshines and rainbows on the other side, because this person is more stable pinnacle wise, only to get over there just to question reality in and of itself. Because now this person is in the energy of the Seven of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups, that they are questioning, okay, what is really love? Because the one thing about the Queen of Pentacles is going to trick a nigga out. The Queen of Pentacles is going to tell you, like, nigga, in order to ride this ride, like, you're going to have to do some stuff. What you going to do for a little bit of change? When the Queen of Pentacles is the one that is in charge, she is definitely going to prostitute somebody out. And so you have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is saying that this person is so tired of this that they're getting ready to make a decision. And the decision that they're getting ready to make is the clarifier that they're getting to ride back in. This person is riding back in. And, sadly, this person put all, I don't know. Sadly, this person put all of their worth in sex. And so they're riding back in a very strong sexual energy that, this is someone that's going to try to lay it down. Even when, I can see it now, that even when this person is coming back, keep in mind that the Knight of Wands is not a I'm sorry card. This is not a, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I screwed you over. This is a text message where it's like, what you wearing? What color panties you got on? That is the energy of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is an energy where, sadly, this is someone that puts their worth in sex. And this is how this person says, oh, I'm sorry. Is it very immature? Yes. Is it very, male type of energy? Yes. Is it somebody that's just crazy and delusional? Yes. But they put their worth in their charm. This is a charmer. This is someone that, when they come back, it's all about trying to charm you and trying to get back, in the bed, because this is someone where they are like, if I'm able to put a smile on your face, when I'm done, if I'm able to make you scream, if I'm able to make you mourn, if I'm able to make it where afterwards we're not arguing and you're just going to lay on my chest and you're going to allow me to cuddle you and stuff like that. In their eyes, they're like, okay, everything is good under the sun. I'm back in your good graces. That is how this person thinks, where it's just like, as long as I can get back in there, where, from this person perspective, they are the one that is saying, oh Lord, I'm hoping and praying that I got an opportunity to hit this pussy again. Not that I apologize. Not that they see me differently. This is somebody that is literally, Lord, please just give me the opportunity to hit that pussy again. Just let the door be unlocked that I can just rush in and hit it. That nothing will be said, that I can just hit that pussy from left to right. And I'm hoping and praying that she like it. That is the energy of this person, that their worth and everything is tied inside their ability to perform. It's sad that some men don't rise higher to that level, but it is what it is. And sadly, we got to learn how to work with people where they are. If this is where this person is, trying to have a conversation with this person, maybe it's not gonna happen. Have that conversation after sex, or you would have to literally have that conversation in the bedroom while you riding.
It's not worth nobody's time.
Okay, it's like, you know what you did was wrong. Why you riding? You know what you did was wrong, right? Yeah, baby, I'm sorry. Because it's like, sadly, this person's energy, their worth is tied within, sex, and this, some men will never evolve from that. It's sad, but it's the truth. We do now see in the crowning energy, that there is some self-development here. This person is growing. They're ready to put in the work. And it's all because this person is getting kicked out in the cold. Now, with the Five of Pentacles being here, this could literally be somebody getting kicked out of the house and actually in a state of homelessness, barely surviving, having to move back in with mama, daddy, brother, sister, or something like that. But when the Five of Pentacles energy is here, the Five of Pentacles energy here, where this is a downgrade, this is a loss. The Five of Pentacles is homelessness, poverty, living out in the cold, struggling, barely making it paycheck to paycheck, financial loss. And so, yeah, this person is working towards something better and they're self-developing, but they're only self-developing because of the Five of Pentacles here. It is the Five of Pentacles that is making this person do something different. And so, it's like, it is what it is. Sometimes we need a little karma in order to activate doing what is right. But this is somebody that is definitely going through. They're not having, a vacation in the Hamptons. This is somebody that is, struggling in the streets of LA. So we have in the outcome position, we have the Ten of Pentacles, that this person wants to come back to family, home life, structure, stability, prosperity and abundance. And see, this is someone that had to go out in the streets and see what the other side is like in order to appreciate what they have. Because now all of a sudden, what you lost, now you're looking at it as the Ten of Pentacles. Why weren't you looking at it as the Ten of Pentacles this entire time? This is somebody that had to go out, and now you see this as the Ten of Pentacles. Now you see this as safety and security. Now you see this as a solid foundation. And so we do have that, at the end of the day, a wish is going to be fulfilled. Whenever the Nine of Cups is out on the board, it's whatever you have been praying for. This thing is getting ready to manifest. It's getting ready to come back into your life. The Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, it is in the upright. This is a yes. This is a yes. Your prayers have been answered, that it is it's getting ready to come in just as you have asked for it. You do have paired with the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Devil card with the Four of Pentacles. The Devil card is a strong sexual energy, and the Devil card is a major arcana, which is outside of our control. But the one thing I like about it, this energy is controlled by the Four of Pentacles. If it wasn't for the Four of Pentacles being here, this person is getting ready to be a nasty asshole in these streets and getting ready to do the same thing. But with the Four of Pentacles being here, this is an energy now where this person is going to learn how to control their sexual desires. I love a controlled freak, because now you're only being a freak in the bed and doing what you need for your partner. I can't have a freak that's for the streets. No, that's something completely different. You'll be walking around with gonorrhea and everything else. And so with the Four of Pentacles being here, this is something that is really a really good thing, because it's saying that this person is going to learn how to control their sexual desire. And you got to remember that this is the clarifier for the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles remind us that everything is solid and it's a stronger foundation. So this is someone that's going to end up, this is going to end up being somebody that's going to come back and they're going to be a changed person. But I'm telling you now, this person is going to rush in wanting to have sex. That is where their worth lies. You have the card at the bottom of the deck, which is what you don't see coming, is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords represent communication. Communication is getting ready to start back between you and this person. You guys are going to end up communicating, and so, you can be looking out for that communication, but it is showing that this person is going to come back a little bit different, and they're realizing that the grass was never greener on the other side.
No, I don't want it. I don't want to be second choice to nobody. He knew it.
Uh-huh.
I'm good. He can stay right where he at. I'm good.
Yep.
I don't want it. I need
Nah.
something brand new. I thank you
He
though.
finna bring that little bitty dick in those 5 minutes right back around.
Not for
He
me.
said,
Maybe for
baby,
somebody else.
he
I
said, this is
want
what
it.
I prayed for. He said, this little dick coming back around, baby.
No, he can keep it for somebody else. I'm looking for something new. Thank you very much. I already knew. No, I'm good. I knew it.
He said nobody enjoyed those 5 minutes like you, baby. He said you finna enjoy these 5 minutes.
No, I'm good. The last words I said to him, and I laid my head on his chest, I don't want nobody to hurt you. That was the last words that I said. So he wanted it. So he got it. And so he gonna stay right on out there. Because I don't do no take backs. I did too many take backs. It's over. Game over.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I'm done with that.
Me, I feel you. I definitely feel you on that.
You see that confirmation? The car light went out. Done. I'm done.
But he said that don't mean he not gonna try.
You can try all you want to. Nothing beats a failure but a try. He all good. But baby, you ain't good over here. Holla.
Oh man, it was nice meeting you. This is funny. But y'all, I wish I could stay a little bit longer to do more readings, but I'm sorry, I gotta go pick up my son Elijah from program before they end up calling me, telling me he the last kid there. So it was nice, chatting with everybody. It was nice meeting everybody. We had a really good, word in the beginning explaining the difference between Igun, spirit guides, and ancestors. We were able to talk about Ori. We were able to answer questions for, the first person that came on. And I was able to get, a couple of readings done. And so remember that this is going to be posted on my YouTube if you want to go back and listen to your reading, or if you want to go back and listen to the teachings. But I really do thank all of you. I got to go pick up my son Elijah from this program. But hopefully next week I'll start on time. But this one wasn't bad. I really did. I started on time. I started at 5:00, but my car was moving. And so TikTok was like, oh no, violation. And they were like, you can go back on at 5:19. And so I got back on, and I did my thing. I made up for it. I gave y'all some teachings and everything. So really good. And so I will see you all again next Sunday at 5:00. If I'm late, it's probably gonna be 5:30, but we're gonna shoot for 5:00. We're gonna put that out in the universe, not on nigga time, not on black time. We're gonna be on standard 5 p.m. Arizona time. That's what we're gonna put out in the universe. That's what we're gonna tap into our ashe and say, we are gonna be on time, and we are not gonna be on nigga time. All right, y'all, it was nice meeting everybody. I gotta go.